Hello, ladies and nerds. Welcome to the FPA, the Film Bus Anonymous, where no film will be safe. I am Eddie, the cute one, as always.
Boo!
Bullshit, and you know it. Anyway, I am here for a review, as you can see, The Witch. Now, before we get into it, in case it's not already clear, there will be spoilers in this. If you haven't seen it, don't watch this. Or if you kind of want to be convinced, watch this. The Witch is a film that technically came out in 2015, but it wasn't wide released till now. Little film, it only cost about $1 million to make, but it's made almost 30 times that. Pretty profitable. It was released back in February, post Valentine's Day. I saw it a few weeks ago, and it was so highly praised. I walked in with such high expectations, and I kind of feel like I'm gonna break this review up into a few parts. The first part would be the first act, where and the family gets kicked out of this plantation because they're not preaching to God the right way. So the father, instead of repenting, takes his family and goes out into the wilderness, which they make apparent later on in the film is 1 hour later. Is 1 day later. Like away, 1 day away. And, they've been there for, I'm guessing, about a year or so. They've been on the plantation for a while. They made their house, they made their crops and whatnot, their food, their eating and everything. And they have a baby. Said Berber goes missing. And I guess here's one of the disturbing parts. Which, by the way, before this, the only disturbing thing was the goddamn music, because it would get so loud. The movie wasn't creepy, the music was creepy, but I'll get onto that later. Anyway, the Berber that gets kidnapped by the witch, you end up seeing the baby on like a table, and the witch is like playing with it with its hands, and you're thinking, okay, she's gonna raise this baby to be her servant or something. And then you see the knife. And then it just blacks out and fast forward to her churning the body. And you see the blood and some of the guts. And it's very obvious that the witch ate the baby. Old witch ate the baby. There's two witches in this. The mother ends up blaming the oldest daughter, which is Thomason, I'm sorry. Caleb and Thomason go hunting. The siblings encounter a threat with Caleb, blah, 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 blah. Where is it? Caleb? Sorry, just making sure. Sorry, my mistake. I wanted to make sure what I was going to tell you was correct. Thomason is the oldest daughter. Caleb kind of has this weird thing going on for his sister because he kind of checks out her boobs a few times. It's weird. I think that adds to the creepiness, although I think it adds to the realism as well. Anyway, so baby goes missing. The mother pretty much blames Thomason. At one point, there's also two twins in this named Marcy and Jonas. Marcy says that Thomason is a witch. Thomason proclaims bullshit, but then decides to play the part of the witch and tell her, ye be a witch, and if ye be smart, ye be. By the way, they speak a lot of old school English. Like, it's kind of hard to keep up with it. I'm an English major, and I found it a challenge at times to keep up with what they were saying because they spoke old English. Not like this. Not with this with an accent. I'm talking, ye be wary of thy tongue, like shit like that. Imagine that for an entire hour and a half, which is one of my complaints. Anyway, as the story progresses, each of the children kind of end up getting picked off, and the mother blames Thomason, thinking that she's a witch, whereas the father still wants to believe that she's good. In the end, the whole family ends up getting slaughtered. Thomason is left alone, and Satan comes by. And pretty much recruits her. It's a really weird, fucked up story arc. Because, the son dies, they have to bury him, the mother goes out shit crazy, there's a fight. The devil takes the form of a ram and stabs the dad, apparently. It's just a really weird, fucked up movie. And to me, it did not live up to the hype. Was the movie okay? Yeah, but I felt like there wasn't so much creepiness. It was more creepy than scary. And it had like two scary parts at all. In the end, Thomason ends up joining the witches after all, after she's like pretty much covered in her own mother's blood. Oh, spoiler alert, Thomason kills her own mother because her mother's trying to kill her thinking that she is a witch. Thomason ends up joining the witches, which is really weird because some of they're old, ugly, and naked. You see that because it's a rated R movie, and it's kind of like, don't watch that. I'm sorry for the shady review, but this is a shady movie. Overall, this film, I would give it 5.2. now 4.9. It's lower than that. It's two good things does not a movie make. Although I will say this, Anya Taylor-Joy, she is a future star in the making. I'm telling you right now, she will eventually win an Oscar. She's amazing in this film. So yeah, overall 4.9. Oh, fun fact: this week is the week of March 31st. The film is going to be re-released on 666 movie theaters. See if it's one of yours. And apparently, it's Satan approved and Satan worshipping approved. Apparently, Satanist approved. Apparently. You have a good day, and we'll be here for the Batman vs Superman premiere coming up next. Ladies and gentlemen, you stay sexy.